Welcome, fellow adventurers, to the MGM Adventures podcast hosted by
Matt.
and Gina.
So today we're going to talk about, was FanFest Nights better than we expected? It's a good question. Please make sure to like, follow, and share wherever you're listening or watching us from. If you are watching us on YouTube, we'll probably have some pictures. We also just posted a video on our YouTube channel about FanFest Nights. So if you want to get the more in-depth, the very deep in the weeds view of our first impressions, go to that. But this will
Our
probably...
raw footage.
So we probably first should say what FanFest Nights is, because I don't know if everyone knows what this is.
I didn't.
I knew about it from last year. So all of our thoughts are going to be based on this year, not compared to last year.
Because we didn't go.
We didn't go. This property right here, Back to the Future, was featured last year. I've heard a lot of people loved it. That was what made me want to go to this event eventually. It just happened that we were actually going to California around the same time, and also they announced Scooby-Doo meets the Universal Monsters, and I am a big Scooby-Doo person, and the monsters are...
If you can see up there, it's Lego.
Yeah, there's Scooby-Doo up there.
Sets
so we did kind of shift some things, but what is FanFest Nights? It's held at Universal Hollywood only.
And it's an after-hours event for 12 total nights. That's it.
12 nights. That's it. It happens in the springtime. So we happened to get there. We actually attended the opening day.
We did.
And it was sold out. I'll just say that. So it was sold out. FanFest Nights, the best way I can describe it is it's like Horror Nights, except it's not scary.
Boo.
And so what they do is they bring in different properties, and you get to interact with these different properties different ways. And every one that we did was a little different. I will say we missed half of the event, I feel. I really felt like we needed another day to see it all. And I don't know if to be honest, I heard someone had expressed to skip all the lines that we didn't skip, and they still missed one thing. So that's what it is. Universal Hollywood after-hours event. So the park is closed. There are some rides open. We didn't ride any rides because we were busy trying to get to these different activities. But different properties were there, and we'll talk about those now. Obviously, we just talked about Scooby-Doo meets the Monsters. That's a big one.
That was the main reason we went.
When I bought the ticket, that's all that was announced. It was we knew when we were going to California, and there was Scooby-Doo meets the Monsters. That's all we knew.
We also mentioned Yoshi's. There was all the color of Yoshi's.
We actually didn't meet them. We kind of just walked by because we
didn't see the green one. More into that later.
Yeah. So, also, there was a Harry Potter and the Search for the Hippogriff. That was really neat. There was a Jurassic Park Through the Legacies event where they had some of the vehicles and you got to meet some characters.
Vehicles, dinosaurs.
Yeah. There was a Dungeons and Dragons one. We missed it. It was an interactive walkthrough, is my understanding. I kind of wanted to go through it just to see what it was.
But we didn't.
It was a time thing. There was a Sailor Moon meet and greet. And
we saw her.
Sailor Moon movie.
We did not see that.
And then the one thing that was probably the biggest thing that we missed was the One Piece stunt show and the Waterworld show. So we did miss it. We're not familiar with One Piece. I'll just be honest. I think I'm a little more familiar with Dungeons and Dragons because of Stranger Things, to be honest. But I had no idea what One Piece is. So we missed kind of a couple of the things. So, yeah. So let's talk about our day. That's what you can do. So they all are different. We'll say that. We're going to dive into the ones we've done and the ones I'm aware of and what would have happened. I've watched some videos for some other people since then, just to kind of catch up a little bit on what we missed. So let's talk about our day. So we said this is an after-hours event. We actually went to Universal Hollywood that day and did all of the stuff that we could do there. So then we took a little bit of a break, had some dinner at Twosomes. That Twosomes is different than the one in Florida.
Very different.
So the food's about the same, but the ice cream offerings are not. So if you're going to Twosomes expecting a lot of ice cream, they did have like 10, but it was still very limited, which is weird to say when you have 10, but anyway. So we got there. So we were there the whole day. So we just had a whole Universal day. We just got a general admission ticket. I kind of wish I got the earlier admission ticket. So our tickets got us in at 7:30. There was the 2:00 ticket, which would have got you into the park while the park was open till 5 and then into the event. There also was another early entrance one. I don't know exactly all the details on that. and we'll talk about the prices here a little later. So we got there. Probably we got in line probably 6:45, I would say. They let everyone in. Pro tip: go all the way to the left.
All the way to the left.
The
There's lines hidden over there, and then
yeah,
they spill out into like 4 different lines. So
yeah.
you're in one line and then 4 lines.
So Universal Hollywood has ticket booths in front of their gates still, and so the ticket booths block some of the gates. So, pro tip: go all the way left. This is actually
It might be all the way right too.
yeah. We went all the way right in the morning. So if you're going to Universal Hollywood, either in a regular day and you're right there at opening, or if you're going to Horror Nights, or if you're going to FanFest Nights or any other special
Go to
event,
the side.
go to the sides. Don't go to the middle. But if you go left or right, like it like frays out is the best way to call it. So that was a tip. We got in very quickly. We got in and they held us right where that first cafe is by the Waterworld stage. So they held a large crowd of us there. And so they actually let us in a little early. So they let us in probably about 10 minutes early just to get us scanned in and all that stuff. And then they let us in. They did tell us that they recommended we went to the lower lot first because those activities opened at the opening and some of the other ones did not open until a little later. We were told Scooby-Doo Meets the Monsters doesn't open till 8. We'll talk about that momentarily. I did also hear, and this is probably just a first day thing, we were there on the first day, so it was like a media event too. And so some of the lines that they were trying to force us away from, some of those characters were in the media events, is what I heard. So
Makes sense, I guess.
So I think some people went to do Sailor Moon first, and Sailor Moon wasn't available for a bit because of the media events.
Yeah, she was there when we were leaving.
She was, and she was there when we walked by at another point in time. But yeah, um, anyway, so just a heads up there. They do open the lower lot, which is Jurassic Park, Dungeons and Dragons, and Yoshi's, I think, early, because Mario actually does close earlier. Mario closes way earlier than the other thing. The event runs from 7:30 to 1:30. Unless you get that early entrance and then you get a little bit early on a couple of those early activities. Mario closed at 11 and the Scooby-Doo stops at 11:45. So if you miss that tram, you're not going down there. So just heads
Sorry.
up. So again, we knew of all these properties going in. We prioritized them based on what we wanted to do first, I would say, because we wanted to hit these. And the main ones we wanted: Scooby-Doo, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and the Yoshis were kind of our focus. We hoped to get to some other ones, but we had to make some decisions along the way. And we kind of were just like, that's fine. We're okay with this. So where did we go first?
Any guesses where we went first? We went to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo Meets the Monsters. So this kicks off at the studio tour, actually. So you load on the studio tram.
And we didn't wait very long at all. I
No.
think we were like the second train.
We were the second or third.
Yeah.
I don't know how many went before us. It was pretty early, but we all got on there. So again, we got in at 7:30 and went straight there. There's no way that was 8:00. We did hold a little bit once we got loaded on the tram. I think that was to space out the trams, to be honest. We learned that there was a Phantom director who controlled monsters. We were supposed to be movie extras, but that didn't work out
Yeah,
well.
I was excited. I was finally gonna.
Yeah.
It was my big break. I was gonna be a movie extra.
And then this Phantom director shows up.
Yeah.
Then they had to call the Mystery Inc. gang. But they needed some help from us. So they gave us what?
The Mystery Inc. manual.
Ooh.
Fancy.
I know. An active live prop. I don't have to have a photo in here.
And this is our
So
map.
on the back is a map. And basically where all the characters were that you can interact with, the main Scooby-Doo characters.
And of course, inside it gives you
clues, and there's a note section. Now, I will say this.
And we got our note section back here.
It's a hefty booklet.
It is. There's a lot. This is our note section.
We got some autographs.
You can see we did not take notes. We got autographs.
Yeah. So there's some autographs there. So you get this when you get off. They may have changed that way to give you it when you get on, is what I also heard. But there's different notes. They talk about the suspects. There's 4 suspects, and then there's different clues in here, and you're supposed to figure out who did it.
Here's your 4 suspects.
So Ta-da. And each of the Mystery Inc. members has a booth. You go to them, you talk to them, they have clues, and you got to divert who the clue is. And then, randomly, monsters come out and chase you.
Yeah.
They don't really chase you. They kind of just are around roaming. Dracula was probably the creepiest one
You got
chasing.
Dracula, the werewolf, Frankenstein, and the Bride of Frankenstein.
Mhm.
We did see the creature of the Black Lagoon
On a mural.
in the window.
Yeah, there were. So there was Scooby. There was projections on the windows, the walls. There was things in the windows, and there was a special character. If you're on the VIP tour, the Invisible Man.
We were not.
We were not on the VIP tours.
We did not get any food. Just want to point that out.
Yeah,
the lines were
we were the
ridiculous.
second or third tram. We got in line for Scooby-Doo, and that line didn't move at all. So we left that and started doing some clues and went to two booths. And then finally figured out where the food was. So a tram or two had come, but that line was already ridiculously long. We did not get food down there. That's probably a negative of how that's set up.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think we got food anywhere.
we didn't get food anywhere. We had just eaten beforehand, but I kind of wanted to get the Scooby snacks, and I wasn't waiting in that line.
You can get them on eBay.
I'm sure you can. So they had Scooby snacks. They had a foot-long hot dog, which
I don't think it was a foot long.
It was
like
it was a
3 feet
table long. It says for sharing.
This big.
So I don't think
Huge.
we could have eaten that ourselves. There was a sandwich, but I heard it came in a plastic bag.
I thought it came in a box.
No, it came in a plastic bag.
I thought I saw boxes with it in it.
I think it was in a box, but in a bag in a box. So we didn't get food down there. It was just too long. I would say it was a very neat experience to interact with the characters. It got a little crowded around the characters. My understanding is they did put some extra fencing around the characters the next
Fence
night.
him in.
There was a fence around Shaggy.
Yeah, that was, I think, because he was near the food.
They wanted to separate
So
the
they wanted to
sections
separate the food, the way you can get out, and Shaggy.
But I don't know why they didn't do that with the other ones, because the other ones had the same problem. So I don't know. They were in different.
The one that got the worst is Daphne.
I think it was Velma.
I think it was Daphne because they had clues back in her.
That was pretty
in her
bad.
tent.
But Velma's was in that small walkway. That's where I think it got bad. So you don't have to play the searching game. You don't. We started to, and then there was too many people, and we kind of were just like, okay, we got a couple of first clues. We're just going to go with it.
And I just wanted to soak in where I was.
Yeah, because that was probably one of the cooler spots, and that was the Little Europe set. All the Universal backlot.
What is Little Europe, Matt?
Little Europe is where they filmed all of the monster movies in the 30s and 40s. So that's that. It's also in a number of other films and popular TV shows. I found out it was actually part of The Good Place, if you watched that recently with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. So that was filmed there. A lot of stuff's been filmed there, but it was cool to be on the actual set where they filmed. Now, obviously, the sets changed a little bit. They actually had a fire at one point, so they rebuild part of it, but it's still cool just to be there with the monsters going around, the Scooby-Doo characters. I think it was a neat concept. A lot of people have said it didn't work as well as Back to the Future. Again, we can't compare to Back to the Future. It was the headliner attraction. I enjoyed it a lot because I'm a Scooby-Doo fan and I like the Universal monsters. I like the mystery aspect of it. However, if you look at this mystery manual we got, it's like 12, 14 pages.
It's very.
And there was not enough time. And I think
there's not enough lights for you to read.
Yeah, it's kind of in the dark. So I think they started giving it out on the tram so people could soak it in beforehand. So I think that was a good change. I will say also there is the big reveal at the end, which is the classic Scooby-Doo reveal where the characters come out and they set a trap and then they run around and get chased by monsters and then a character gets revealed. Our character, my understanding is every night the character changes. So depending on the night, you don't know who it is. Now, if you go back down, it's going to be the same character that night. And ours was Max. I thought it was Max based on the video. And then we did some searching. And then I thought it was the other guy because he left a scarf somewhere. So I was like, okay. But I thought it was the
only person we didn't feel it was Carla.
Yeah, she didn't have any clues. So there you go.
She probably did. We just didn't really deep dive into
the
clues.
Okay, I will say there was a clue by Shaggy that we didn't even look at.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, in the windows. Yeah, we didn't even look at the clues. It got busier as we were.
And Shaggy was entertaining.
Shaggy was entertaining. We
He
got
talked
over.
to me.
Yeah, well, all of them talked to you.
Yeah, they did.
You got up. You talked to all
I
of
got
them.
up close and personal,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, it seemed like a thing for you. It was a little bit more awkward for me, but it was definitely your
I
kind
am
of
the
vibe.
talker. Matt is the videographer.
So basically,
Except during this. He's the talker and I just sit here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So it's a very interactive game. I liked it. It was neat. It was a swing for sure. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it. I liked it because it was Scooby-Doo. It is the Scooby-Doo campiness also. So I like that part of it. So anyway,
Anywho.
let's move on.
Where
So we actually got off the train, went down to the lower lot to see the Yoshis. They have the 4 different Yoshis
did we go
there.
to Yoshi first?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we did.
So you're going Super Nintendo. It was actually pretty light in there. I was surprised no one was in there. So there was you got a headband.
We got 2. We got a purple one and a blue one, but I gave the purple one away already.
Yeah. And then we got a word search. And we figured out the word, but we couldn't figure out the answer.
No, we figured out all but one.
Yeah. So there's a word search. Don't ruin it, just in case people are going.
Don't look.
Don't look. However, if you got all these and told somebody you can get a secret password to go get a special picture with Mario and Green Yoshi.
Green Yoshi, which I don't have. But I have pictures of all the other colors.
But Green Yoshi's normal. He comes out all the time. So, and I don't know how long that picture line would have been. So who knows how long that would have taken us. I don't know. Okay, then since we were on the lower lot, we went to Jurassic Park. It's over by the raptor encounter in a part between the mummy queue and the wall.
We are greeted by none other than
John Hammond. Yeah, he was pretty good, John Hammond. I'd seen a different.
That was the real John Hammond.
I saw a different version of John Hammond, not this one. He was very interactive, though. I did try to mess him up, and no, it didn't work. Because I asked him what we were here to see, because I was just acting like a tourist, right? And he's like, I hope dinosaurs. So it was a good conversation. You could see this on our YouTube video, by the way. And then we got there in a weird time where it seemed like it was shift break or some cast break or something.
Yeah, the characters weren't out when we went.
Yeah. So
and the show wasn't on.
Yeah. So there is a show down there with the raptor trainers. Eventually, Dennis Nedry did come out, and I didn't record very much of this. I don't know why I didn't record much of this, but he was very funny. The guy that was playing him was very funny. It was Dennis Nedry. We had passed him a couple times, and he interacted with us both times. Unfortunately, we missed Ian Malcolm, and I'm very sad. We waited a long time for Ian Malcolm to come out, and the guy, I've seen him on TikTok and other things, and he looks looks and sounds just like Jeff Goldblum. So I'm sad we missed this, but we had to move on. It just came to that point. It was cool. It was neat. We missed Ian Malcolm. I'm very sad about that. We also missed Dr. Wu and the Raptor Show. But we waited a while down there. It was not like we sat down. We were kind of walking all day, and we actually sat down. Thankfully, they had benches down there, and we sat down there. They had a lot of cool things down there. I didn't think I recorded it, but the Spinosaurus did the satellite phone jingle every once in a while. I tried to record it, and thankfully I recorded it right before and didn't notice it, but then tried to record it, and I'm like, I'm going to stop recording, and it went off, and it never went off. So then as we were leaving, it went off. I was like, come on.
And we did see one of our YouTube people that we like to follow and watch.
So we did kind of say hi to them and got a picture with Ordinary Adventures, so that's cool.
It was very cool.
They're definitely one that we follow quite a bit.
It's one that I watch quite a bit. More than anybody else.
Yeah. So Jurassic Park, we did that. Dungeons and Dragons is in there. We kind of made a decision that we're like, we want to go up to the upper lot and get Harry Potter. We avoided Harry Potter for a little bit on purpose. We were going to do the studio tram and then Harry Potter, and that line was long. That was the longest line, I would say.
All night.
So that's why we're like, okay, let's go to the lower lot first. The line calmed down a little bit, and we're like, well, I guess we're just going to have to go and wait in it. So the Harry Potter is actually in an interesting spot. It's in the overflow queue for the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride. Orlando, at least the last time I know, you walk through the greenhouse and then into the entryway. Not here. No, not in this Forbidden Journey, because they make you go to the lockers first. Then the entrance is by the lockers now, which is weird. So We went backwards. So we went through where all the paintings are, the talking head paintings in the Forbidden Journey
Dumbledore's
queue,
off.
the office, and then eventually to the greenhouse. And that's where the queue, that's the queue for this. And then it goes into the extended queue that I don't think Islands has, but this has where it's just a walkway. It's just a walkway in the woods to get to the castle, Hogwarts.
And that's the Forbidden
And
Forest.
that's where the Forbidden Forest is. I didn't know much about this. It just described it as walking through the forest looking for a hippogriff. That was what it said. I'm like, okay,
The hippogriff got lost.
and that's cool. But so what happens?
We walk and we run into problems
Yeah, but
like
thankfully,
spiders.
we have a wonderful guide to help
Yeah,
us.
we have a professor to guide us.
Yeah, and
We did spells.
yeah, and you didn't need a wand. I was afraid we would need a wand or they would give us a wand, and you didn't need a wand. They just like, doo-doo.
I mean, you could have had a wand. It
If you
would
had
have
a
made it
wand, maybe a little
cooler, I
bit better.
guess, but
So you did different spells and then different effects happened. So depending on where you were,
Devil's Snare came up a couple
yeah,
times. What
uh,
are those pixie fairies?
I
Maybe?
don't
Is that
remember
what they're
what they are,
called?
but that was pretty neat.
Someone got
They
to
had
put
some
the book asleep, the
yeah, they
monster
had
book
some
asleep.
actual animatronics and moving props there.
The centaur came
That
out.
was probably one of the cooler ones is when I was like, okay, this is cool, this is neat. These are kind of smaller scale. And then the centaur came out. I was like, okay, that's neat. And then we had to luminous the branches away. Um, and then the hippogriff.
The hippogriff
Uh, the
was
hippogriff
magical.
was pretty impressive. Probably at this park, it would probably be the third best animatronic in that park. Probably. Right behind the I-Rex and the T-Rex. It was big, and then it kind of was stuck. You did your spell, and then it like lit up, and the wings came out, and it's huge. So that was like, oh
I
wow.
do not think pictures do it justice.
No, we were a little bit more to the left. I've seen some pictures and videos from the right, and the angle looks a little bit better, but it was still like, this is impressive.
It
um,
was very good.
it moved.
It was higher. I expected it to be good because I like Harry
Yeah.
Potter, but it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, so this was also a little bit of this was a path that you were on and you had a professor helping you through it, so it was kind of a neat experience too. So the Yoshis was freeform. Uh, yeah, I would say Scooby-Doo was freeform, Jurassic Park was freeform. This was more do this, then this, then this, and this. My understanding is Dungeons and Dragons is like that too, where you have to do activities to move on. So yeah, anyway. So that's that. And then we didn't get our picture with Scooby-Doo, and we wanted to go back down.
We did.
So we had the option to try to we could have probably seen the One Piece show and we could have maybe done Sailor Moon and Dungeons and Dragons. Scooby Doo closed early. I mentioned this. And I think we both decided we both want to go Scooby Doo again and see if it's a little bit better so we can figure out some more stuff and to get our Scooby Doo picture. So pretty much the exit of the Harry Potter one is the Scooby Doo one. That might be a hint of what I will tell you to do in the future if you were doing this event. But yeah, so then we went down there and
Again.
did Scooby Doo a little bit and then came back up. And by that time, everything was, we could have went down and probably got Dungeons and Dragons if we wanted it. We were tired at this point.
Very
The
tired.
One Piece show only had limited showings. We probably could have done Sailor Moon.
We saw her on our way out.
We saw her on the way out. It was fine. My understanding, just for reference, the Sailor Moon show's in the DreamWorks Theater, and it's basically a show that they play sometimes at Universal Japan, and it was completely in Japanese. There you go.
Well,
Anyway, but I heard the One Piece show was good, so there's that. So I'm sad we missed Dungeons and Dragons just because I think it would have been neat, and we probably been like, "Whoa, this is cool," but that's fine. I'm okay with missing something.
was this event better than you expected?
Yes, I would say yes. Some of it was on par. Like the Yoshi thing, I expected to be just meet and greet with Yoshis once we found out about it. The Harry Potter thing was cooler. The Scooby Doo thing, we had no idea. We just knew you were on the back lot with Scooby Doo and the monsters. The story was helpful. It was a little complicated, not gonna lie, but I liked it.
I did too.
You?
It exceeded what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Thought we were just gonna go and be like, oh. But I love Hollywood Horror Nights, so this is like a springtime Hollywood Horror Nights with no scares.
Yeah, if you like Hollywood Horror Nights, I think that's gonna work out well for you there. I'll just say that. Um, yeah.
Would you do this again?
For sure. Yeah, I would do this for sure. I would say I expect some anime. If you like anime, there's going to be anime properties from now on. The One Piece, a lot of people would dress up as One Piece and Scooby-Doo. That's what I saw the most. There was a couple Harry Potter people, but
There was a
that's
couple
pretty normal.
Sailor Moon people too.
Yeah, but I expect that to happen a lot. I expect a big anime presence in the future events. I'm sure they'll have this event in the future. I the main attraction's gonna be the big one that they gotta get right. So is that, Back to the Future 2? Is that, Jaws? Is that something else? I don't know. I don't know how you do Jaws, to be
Yeah,
honest.
there's water there.
Uh,
People be stupid.
King Kong might be a good one. So, I could see that kinda thing. I don't know how all those would work. Um,
I
ex
think they got a lot of
Yeah,
stuff up
they
their
have a lot of
sleeves.
properties, and they're bringing in other properties, so we'll see what they do. Definitely, if it's a property I'm interested in, we might have to go back out.
I'm
uh,
hoping they get it in Florida.
the merch showed up in Florida, interestingly.
Rude.
Not the main FanFest Night shirts, but the One
But I
Piece
wouldn't have.
merch and the Sailor Moon merch and the Scooby-Doo merch did. So some of this particular not the not the
FanFest
main
night.
shirts, which also they ran out of, like, shirts and everything. I was sad. We almost had she was gonna buy a shirt, and literally they sold out of it.
Yeah.
We did end up getting a pin, which I was happy that they had a pin on that. I only saw the pin in one place, and I bought it. The shirts were everywhere, so we're like, "Oh, we're good," and then they were gone. Like, it was gone.
Should have bought it with the pin.
Probably should have. It was down there.
It was
Anyway,
fun.
the ticket price is $74 for general
Really?
admission per person.
That's not bad.
It's definitely worth the price. I don't remember if you have a universal pass, it was $40, which is crazy.
We should
That's
have got a universal pass.
I don't know how much those are, but I don't know how much the 2 o'clock tickets would be. I think we've determined that if we did it again, we would do the 2 o'clock ticket.
On to Ohio Midway Report.
Yeah, we got some road news from Cedar Point. They're repaving parts of the causeway. I did not know they were doing this. I'm
Thank you, Jesus.
very glad. So I don't think it's a full repave of the causeway, but there were some sections that were terrible.
There was some potholes in that sucker.
Yes, so that's good to hear. And also, the roundabout at Route 6 and Cedar Point Drive will be open.
We'll see it this weekend.
No, we won't, because I'm going a different way. I might
We
see
won't
it.
see it
I
this
might see
weekend.
it when we leave just to see it. But it's there. It's by the Thirsty Pony. So heads up.
Around the parks, we got something new. Holiday World.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Holiday World, we brought this up a couple episodes ago about them getting a new 2027 attraction. I talked about sandals. That's all it was. I didn't know. On the wall. That's it. I had a picture. That's it. Well, guess what? Things have escalated quite a bit. Holiday World created a website.
Fake.
It's still a website, townofbouldercanyon.com. It's got a lot of details in it. I didn't go through it all. Someone will, I'm sure, and then we'll get more information. But so with it being a website, that's now taken me from small attraction to this
Bigger.
could be a little bit of a decent size. So let's stay tuned to Holiday World because they're teasing and they have a website. No idea what it will be. I have no idea. The rumblings are very quiet. Boulder Canyon also was, if you rode the Raging Rapids rides, it was the city that you went through on the rapids, was Boulder Canyon. It was flooded. So I lean towards a water ride, but whatever it is must be kind of pricey. So anyway,
We'll see.
we'll see.
Trail Talk. We have a listener question.
It actually was one listener question. We're splitting it up into two. So because
okay.
it talked about we're going to compare California versus Florida. And so we're talking about Universal. So we're only going to talk about Universal this time. But who gave us the trail talk?
John Hunter.
Yes. Wanted to compare Universal Florida versus Hollywood. Now, number one, it's kind of unfair because Florida has 3 parks, Hollywood has 1. So to make this the fairest,
It's not.
we're only going to look.
Florida wins. Just saying.
Okay, Florida has more.
Let me go into my rant now.
She will go into her rant.
I do not feel like Universal Hollywood is complete. It dead sections. It dead ends and you have to turn around. There's no complete circle. There's no I don't know. It's just not complete. And I don't even think with Hollywood Drift, in my opinion, that it'll feel complete. It needs more. I know they're landlocked.
By a studio.
But
and a hill.
I feel like it needs more. And I don't think they can give me more. So Universal, Florida, in my opinion, wins.
So, yeah.
And we didn't try much food there, so we can't compare the food.
Yeah, we keep getting random food things. There's some food that looked good, but we just didn't get around to
We
it, to
didn't
be
get to
honest.
Toadstool Cafe.
Because it has a reservation, which I didn't it's probably the same one as at Epic, so it's probably we didn't miss much, but there are some unique Universal Studios Hollywood restaurants, so
We didn't miss much. I love Toadstool Cafe.
I do too, but I wanted to try something unique, and we kind of did and kinda didn't at the
We
same
did not.
We tried a pizza.
We tried a pizza.
Yeah.
That is not unique.
No, I wanted to try a bit more, but it was it was busier than we expected during the day too. So,
He's on crack.
whatever. Okay, so, I would say that
However, let me finish.
finish
I love the feel of Hollywood. Universal
when
Hollywood.
especially when you walk right in, because
I love the feel of it.
it definitely feels more Hollywoody.
Yeah.
It feels more like a production studio that has rides.
Like Hollywood studios used to feel at Disney.
Yeah. So you walk in and there's obviously they are not surprising. And then you go in and there's a statue of them filming,
Yep.
and then you don't go very much longer and there's actual characters in the street, like one at a cab, a couple in a window that are kind of interacting with you from like the 50s, 40s or 50s.
Mhm.
And then you go a little farther and there's more characters.
Yeah.
A lot of characters, to be honest.
I
It's
love
important.
the feel of that,
Yeah.
but I don't love the
Mm.
feel that it's incomplete.
The studio tour is my favorite ride
Yep.
there for sure, hands down, because you get not just the studio tour is just amazing. That's my favorite ride there. Jurassic World Adventure is amazing. I think Hollywood Drift will help them because the Mummy is super short, which is way shorter than the other version. Gina's like, "That's it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's
That's
it."
all we got.
Yeah.
I was like,
Uh,
what is this
yeah.
thing?
Despicable Me and Transformers are the exact same as the Florida versions. Slightly different buildings for Despicable Me, but pretty much the same exact ride. Secret Life of Pets is really cool as
It's
a
a cute
dark
little
ride.
ride.
I don't know why those things are so tight. I just cannot understand why.
You might fall out. It's a
There's-
wild ride.
You're not falling out on that ride. It's a very nice ride. A lot of animatronics. It's really cool. Florida definitely has a better collection of rides. Also, I would say this is weird. I think they have a better selection of entertainment in Florida, which is weird to say because they have the Bourne Show, they have animal actors, they have parades.
They have the makeup show.
Well, yes, for now. It's going to be closing soon. I forgot to mention.
R.I.P.
It's going to be replaced soon. May 10th. The
Ew.
date. I just heard about this today. I forgot to put it in here. May 10th is but they still have 4 shows. Hollywood has 1, and that's the Kung Fu Panda show, kind of, which is
No, they have the One Piece. Not the One Piece,
a
but
Water
the
World.
Water World. Sorry.
Which is really good. But I do like Waterworld, and also just be careful in your seat selection.
I moved up.
We were in the upper wet seats. We got a splashed one, so we're going up higher. Someone got a bucket, don't they? I'll say that.
That was not me.
That was not us. Anyway, good show though. Very good show. So there's that. I will say, to be honest, I think at Hollywood, I could do the 2 p.m. ticket with a special event and be happy. Because I could get the studio tour, the Jurassic World, and Hollywood Drift. And be happy. And maybe Secret Life of Pets. That's my thoughts. I don't know. The studio tour to me is worth going.
I feel like if they got rid of The Simpsons and redid all that, I would be.
But it depends what they replaced it with, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Simpsons fan. That ride's terrible, in my opinion. And they have like so much invested in Springfield.
It's a very big Springfield section because it used to be Back to the Future. And so they took over all that
Take
plus
it
some
back
stuff around.
to
I
the
wish they
future.
would. So, but they'd have to redo that whole building because it's a weird building. It's not like the one in Florida at all.
And that's fine.
And The Simpsons is the same in both places.
Do
just
what
the
you gotta
building's
do.
different. So anyway, so that's that. This is a bigger episode than I expected. But anyway, there you go.
Please send your questions to mgmadventures@yahoo.com or to us directly through one of our social channels.
And please make sure to like, follow, and share. And see you on the next episode, Adventures.
Bye.